Hello, fellow puzzlers. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know how to say that. Everybody says the same thing, and to me it all sounds the same. So I don't want to ever, take away someone's intelligent, what is the word? Their creativity. I don't know. Anyway, you understand what I'm trying to say. But I don't know how to introduce myself other than I think I like the catch line, hello, fellow puzzlers. Not everyone that shows up here has to be struggling with mental health problems. Some people just want to puzzle. I have reached out to a few people who I view as incredibly supportive, creative, what have you. There's been some interesting feedback. I am planning to do this puzzle today, but I'm probably going to talk about maybe creating content and my struggles and my fears and whatnot with that. Because I believe with any type of mental health problem, that there is always a fear of, I don't know what the fear is, why there's a fear, where it comes from, but nonetheless, I struggle a lot with the fear of, am I about to be ridiculed? Am I about to be all of those things that I have voiced in other videos? So let's try to focus really on the joys of puzzling today. And let's get started. So I apologize. The angle may not be very good for this video. And I do, again, apologize. I did buy tripods and whatnot. It was a starter kit. The old adage, you get what you pay for. So that being said, I am shooting this video with my phone, and it is placed in a pencil and pen holder, if you will, very amateur, and I have no other recording device to show you what my setup looks like. So I guess you will just have to take my word for it. While I talk, I am going to be sorting through my puzzle pieces. I understand the focus is probably too low, so you're unable to see the mess. But from other videos, you should be able to ascertain that my puzzle area has become waylaid with Christmas decorations, gifts, gifts to wrap, other household items and whatnot. So I cannot look at my puzzle pieces when they are half flipped over, half laying on top of each other, and it is just pure chaos to me. Now, maybe some of you enjoy working like that, and good for you. I would love to open up your brain and study it, because this is complete anarchy to me. I do not believe I suffer from OCD, ADHD, all of those, as some would say, the alphabets of mental health. I don't really know if that phrase is offensive. If it is, I immediately apologize. I just have heard that turn of phrase before. So, as I said, I'm going to be talking quite a bit. I do plan to make videos where I simply puzzle, and I have to figure out if I'm allowed to have music on in the background. I certainly do not want to get accused of copyright infringement or, copying someone else's intelligent, I don't know I keep trying to figure out what the proper word is, but their intelligence property. So if you see me in the distance, I am simply just reorganizing the pieces to a way that I feel comfortable. Again, such in puzzling, which transfers into life, and mistakes do happen. Set yourself up for success. Otherwise, your stress levels and all of that will become too high. Now, normally I could move the camera around with me as I'm working to show you what I am doing. However, it has taken me quite a while to achieve what I think is the optimal angle for said camera. So, I obviously do not want to disrupt that. I do not script my episodes. I do not edit my episodes because, again, as I said in one video, which was amazing because, as I have just said, my videos are non-scripted. So the fact that I came up with this thought off the top of my head, I would say is darn near impressive. And to paraphrase, because you know I will forget the exact sentence that I said before, but I think authenticity is too important to be edited out. Darn it, I think I got the exact sentence. Isn't that exciting for my mental health to be able to remember? If you have turned in to other channels, other videos on my channel, subscribe below, you will see that I have verbalized my fear that I am becoming forgetful. I am not sure if this is part of the PTSD and associated problems, or if this is me simply getting older and maybe stepping into Alzheimer's. I have no idea. I communicate with all of my healthcare professionals my concerns, and we have very open relationships. So I do not worry that I am actually missing signs and symptoms of a true medical ailment. All right, so I see that all of my pieces are laid out. Some are touching each other, some are not. I like to always change the size of my collection pile. I find this helps when I start to feel stuck. This allows me to maybe, as I've always said, see things just by moving them around in a different perspective. Now, when I was doing a setup for this, and again, I do not script these episodes. I do not like to edit. I don't believe I have edited so far. The only time I may edit is if the phone rings, someone is at the door, my dogs are barking. That is chaotic for the both of us. However, I do see here, so let's get into the puzzle. Perhaps I should show you the box just so you have an idea of what type of puzzle we're going to do. I will bring that closer in detail and perhaps look at the camera from behind the screen to ensure this is what I want. So, that looks okay to me. So we have a lovely Cobble Hill puzzle. I traditionally do a 1,000-piece puzzle when I do them. For some reason, I find the size of a 1,000-piece puzzle, so something like that, turn it around just for video's sake. So a size like that, and just to compare to my pinky, I enjoyed those sizes. I have gotten puzzles before that, although they may be a 1,000-piece or different size puzzles, sometimes when the pieces are too big, I do not enjoy the puzzle as much. I'm sure that will change as my fine motor skills or dexterity goes away. But as I said, I am still quite young, and have full use of all of my motor skills. So moving on, let's talk about this puzzle. So Cobble Hill, 1,000-piece, a lovely scene. Let's see if we can get it all in, minus the logo, as although I have no problem saying where I got the puzzle, I am not being sponsored, so let's work strategically, I guess. I enjoy this puzzle because, as my other videos have suggested and discussed, I love dogs. So I love this scene. I find it incredibly cozy. I'm sure all of you here watching in Nova Scotia are looking outside and seeing the darkness of the night coming in and seeing the dreariness of the day as it is high winds. Many people are without power, and may I just say, what a great time to do a puzzle. However, you have to have good lighting. So puzzling without power at night, perhaps is setting yourself up for failure. But if you still happen to not have power tomorrow during the day, and you do have the desire to work on a puzzle, using a table beside a window and the natural light is a great way to pass the time. I understand, even myself, I enjoy watching television which of course requires power. And again, with these high winds and storm, if you don't have power, a puzzle is a great alternative. Again, going back into this puzzle, I quite enjoy, there is a scene, oh darn it, I think I'm getting notifications. I'm not sure if you can see that, so I will turn on my please don't disturb me. I apologize, this is a new phone, so I'm unaware if you guys will see those notifications. I will always not edit my videos, but I will always watch them ahead of posting them to ensure that nothing is put out there that I don't want to be. So, going back to this puzzle, as you can see, I do put a lot of thought into the puzzle that I pick. I quite enjoy picking a puzzle. I think many do by the picture. As I did say, I do enjoy puzzles that have a more smaller piece, if you will. But sometimes if I like the picture well enough, I will choose to carry on with the puzzle regardless of my joy or lack of joy with the puzzle size pieces. So I enjoyed this puzzle because, as I said in another video, there are some hidden Easter eggs in it. One in particular, if you can see to the, and I will try and point, if you can see through the lovely window behind the lovely Christmas tree, which is beautifully adorned with the star on the top. If you can see, who is that over above the moon? It looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 5, 6 in the back, and 7, 8. It looks like there are 8 presents around, and let's just count how many dogs. 1 adult dog, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 puppies. So I wonder who the extra presents are for under the tree. But I am, what is the word? Led to believe that over the moon is not Superman, but instead the other man that is super, Santa Claus. And isn't that a nice surprise? What a lovely job they have done decorating their mantle. I do have a wood stove, but alas, I do not have a fireplace. If I was ever to put in a fireplace, I believe what a lovely fireplace this would be to inspire me. It appears as though there is enough of a ledge that one can actually sit down with said puppies and enjoy not only the lovely Christmas tree, but as well enjoy sitting by the fire. You may see some of my own animals in these videos. At the moment, my dogs are having a nap as we just got back from about a 40-minute off-leash walk through the back of our property. I was very careful to always keep the dogs around me, but they were comfortable in the high winds and there was no problem. So now they're resting so that we don't hear tippy toes on a much louder scale through the videos. As I said, I prefer not to edit these videos just so you can see where my brain is going with things and how my brain processes. I think that this is very important, for the mental health community. So what we're going to do now is simply move this back a little bit, but let's make sure it is primarily still in the shot, and it is. So hopefully in the future, I will find some operating tools, i.e. tripods, cameras, all of that I quite enjoy, and we'll be able to take you guys more into the puzzle journey, if you will. Right now, I do not feel comfortable moving the camera around. I like the angle that I have achieved. So let's just do the puzzle, and you'll have to take my word for it or trust me. This will be our biggest work area. However, it is fun to come with me and sort through the pieces. It's almost as if it is a treasure hunt. And that is something to not, what's the word? that is something not to, I can't think of the word. Again, I've had a few extremely late nights or early mornings, depending on how you want to look at it, so my brain is not operating at the right level that it normally is. And that for me is extremely frustrating. So I decided to puzzle now, even though I perhaps am mentally not where I would like to be, to see if I could perhaps convince my brain to work more efficiently and make me perhaps feel a little bit better. But we shall see. Hence the joys of puzzling. Okay, so I will pick what I think are the pieces that I want to work with at the moment. Now, I suggest that you do the same because puzzles can become extremely overwhelming. And I will show you what I mean. So, as I said in one video, this is so funny trying to do this. There we go. Closer and a little over. There we go. Great job, me. So, as I said, you can see these two pieces have roughly the same color story for the red. The reds, even when you place them on top of each other, seem to blend into each other. That is so nice. However, we can immediately see that the two colors on said red piece do not share the same story family. The same color family. So, do these pieces belong together? I don't know. Now, sometimes what you can do if you are confused is you can take said pieces in your hand and travel them, I'm not sure if you can see that, travel them around your puzzle picture. Again, I typically use the front of my puzzle box, as you can see. And in another episode, you would have seen when I demonstrated that typically, at least for Cobble Hill, most companies do put a poster into the puzzle box, which is a larger picture, which almost has a higher paper quality that honestly could almost be framed if you so love the picture. But what I like to do is take the pieces that I'm questioning. How do these relate? I know, as I discussed, the reds relate. Whoops. But the other two colors do not relate. So, what do I think would be the most educated guess for where these two pieces belong? If I had to say, I would believe that due to, you cannot see that clearly. There we go. All right, go to the camera. There we go. Wow. So we can see that there is some white with quite, I apologize, you cannot. Maybe that's a bit better. I am still a novice and I am still working on this. Please do not mind me shaking. I am at the weirdest angle trying to show you this. So from that, we can see that perhaps the white part on the red may belong to the stockings hung by the chimney with care. To me, that would make the most sense. In another video about puzzles, about this puzzle, I actually did discuss not only looking at the color family of your puzzle piece and does it so correspond to its puzzle partner. And again, just as a refresher, because there's been a lot of content in the last while, these two pieces fit together snugly. They have the same shapes, hence why they fit together snugly, or corresponding shape, I guess, since the same shape would not puzzle into each other. Nonetheless, let's move on. So we can see that both reds, the orange red of the red family, I believe, have almost a red, apologies, wrong word, have almost a darker type of, it's almost as if the pieces are freckled. I don't know what other word to use, so we'll stick with the word freckled. So I know these two pieces, let's pull them apart. So these two pieces will fit together because, whoops, has to be on a table, I guess, and that's okay. These two pieces, as I am hoping you understand by now, have the same color story. So it would make sense they go together. Whereas this piece, not only can you look at the color story, sorry, I know, I apologize if anyone is getting a bit nauseous with my almost at sea camera filming quality. I am learning. Okay, trying not to get shadow. So I am not sure if sorry, you may also hear my kitty cats running about through the house. They tend to almost get zoomies, and they are indoor and outdoor cats. They come and go at their free will, but they do, of course, have their scratching poles that when they get their zoomies, the poles are often the item that gets attacked the most. Nonetheless, so going back to the, oh no, we've lost a puzzle piece. Oh, goodness. And that is something that should be edited out, but because I was able to, and it seems so simple, but because I was able to not become frustrated by that, because I am way behind where I would like to be, so I'm starting to feel some frustration, but I have enough skill set to control said frustration. So I will leave this in unedited, good for me, for personal growth. I know it may seem silly to some, but to others who struggle with self-control in all avenues of life, perhaps this is a good segue for you to also learn self-control and i.e. temper and whatnot. Now, let's move on. So, there we go. Okay, so not only can you look at a color family, but you can also look at the printing or individual detail on a puzzle piece. I am unaware if you can see, I believe you can, but I suppose it would depend on the type of device you are playing this video on what your resolution capacity will be. I am filming this video using a camera iPhone 15, so I believe it is a high quality, but I know I cannot compete with true YouTubers or influencers. And again, this channel is not competition or comparison. It is just meant to be a safe little corner of the internet world to talk about mental health through puzzling. Now, let's go back. So, I believe that there are 3 color stories on this one puzzle piece. And yes, because I analyze things pretty much, as the phrase goes, to death, then I have really determined there is red, almost a peach type of a color, that top corner, and then those 2 colors are separated almost as if by a lighter color, almost resembling a piece of cotton. So, through all of that detail and having experience with puzzling, I am able to float, there's that word again, my piece through the scene, and geez, I feel like I am on the right path in thinking that red piece may be a stocking. On this one stocking in particular, you probably cannot see, and that's okay. Let's move the camera slightly. There we go. There is a ton of shadowing on these stockings that would suggest the light is coming from a certain direction, of course. But if we want to analyze this piece even further, which I know, Trez, how can that be done? Well, not only are we looking at the color families and the patterns or prints on the individual pieces and the shapes, but we are also seeing that depending on the lighting, I apologize, I'm trying to move this every which way so you can see, and if you cannot, please trust me and take my word for it. But on this side of the red, on the right, there almost seems to be some type of shading, which would suggest, again, that it corresponds to a red stocking with a bit of white trim on the top and some shading on the side. I bet you I know where that piece will end up. Let's put it to the extreme dramatic side just to have fun and see when I assemble the stockings if that piece indeed is what I thought. Again, I find that puzzling is like a treasure hunt and how do I say this? To me, puzzling, I'm going to start to collect some more red pieces as I understand these videos become quite long in me talking about specific things. To me, puzzling, listen to that wind. I may lose the power, and so unfortunately this video will have to end. As I said, it is impossible to puzzle in the dark. If you have come up with a way to achieve this, then I think you are pretty amazing. Oops. Be careful with pieces that land on the ground. I am fortunate and have laminate for flooring, so I can hear when a piece drops. Now, do I hear when a piece drops every time? Absolutely not. As I said, I have dogs, and often they make so much noise that I cannot hear. But they are pretty much correction. They are my best friends. It's funny, having mental health is obviously hard, but I will discuss something with you at another time, as I would like to keep the focus on the puzzle for today. So, as you can see, yes, you can see. I was just trying to check the video. As you can see, I have made a mess. That's okay. I know. I have words you will notice. You should almost have a running count, or over the holidays, if you so desire to have some innocent fun, you could always keep a running tally of how many times I use the same words or language to be more fancier. So, where do you go? You go there. Excellent. So, what I have done is, again, it is so important to set yourself up for success. I have collected the majority of red pieces that I believe tell me a story. So I know some pieces are going to be edge pieces. I have not yet determined where these pieces go, But looking at the box, floating the pieces around, I am able to instantly see where those pieces should go. Excellent. The reason I didn't know last time was because I gave myself a challenge. So I'm going to discuss said challenge quickly, but I'm going to start to arrange said pieces. I think this is going to be really fun, and I look forward to achieving this puzzle. So let's see. I'm not sure if you can see, trying to move you a bit closer. And it's okay if you can't see the box. Again, although the box is good to have, obviously, primarily you want to almost micro focus into the pieces. Become one with the pieces, if you will. I do not understand how people puzzle when they don't give credit or attention where attention is due. How are you able to pull through all of the noise? Because although I quite enjoy puzzling, I do find it can get overwhelming. And I have had pieces I have had to I have had puzzles I have had to walk away from because it is too frustrating for me. And that is okay. That just shows you, as I discussed earlier, where your mind is at. You will notice that I am speaking a certain way. It is not meant to be, so what is the word? And I took music, so I should know. Statico with that din, 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 din. But to be authentic and not edit, it is extremely hard for me to figure out exactly what I want to say, what vibe I am trying to achieve, and of course, ensuring that I am creating a safe environment where no one is excluded or felt to make feel less than. I absolutely hate when that is done to me. So why would I want to do that to someone else? Makes no sense. So let's see. Hopefully you can see, and I believe you can, I have different groups of the red. Now, maybe some of you don't need to do this. Again, as I discussed, I like to do this. This is how my brain puzzles. So, from the picture, and again, it is okay if you cannot see it, I can see that this edge, red piece, actually goes over here on the side. I just don't happen to know what its partner is, but perhaps I just found it. And well, look at that. So my puzzle edge just grew by 3 pieces, because one thing that drives me is when I don't have the edge completed. Having loose edge pieces allows your puzzle to not only frustrate you, but as well, oops, there we go. And sometimes I will sneak a little piece. Perhaps if you see me sneak, that can be the joys of an Easter egg in a video. I do find Easter eggs extremely interesting. And what I mean by that, nope, doesn't go. What I mean by that is when there is almost a added value, there we go, good job me. When there's almost an added value, if you will, to said puzzle, because I don't know, it's cool. Did everybody notice that one specific thing, or was it just you? I don't know. I think that is pretty neat. Now, I'm not sure. Yep, okay. I was worried you couldn't see me trying to work. I believe these pieces, and let me show you, I will not be doing this with every single grouping of puzzle pieces, but let me show you just to demonstrate. Hopefully you can see how these three pieces connect together. Maybe that's a bit better, but hopefully you can see, don't want to lose it. It is hard to hold things vertical and not expect them to fall. Hopefully you can see that the color scheme on these pieces tells a story combining the red, black, little bit of green, and little bit of yellow, that these pieces are probably part of the poinsettias, which again, it's okay if you can't see, but behind the adult mummy dog is a lovely bunch of poinsettias. However, as a dog owner, I believe poinsettias are incredibly toxic to dogs. Oh, lovely. And I will time and say that I still get excited when puzzle pieces come together. So perhaps in these videos, you will hear me mid-sentence or mid-thought express my joy at finding said puzzle piece. There is something about it which is very fulfilling for me and where I'm at mentally with my health right now. But I would like to take a moment and discuss how poinsettias are incredibly toxic for dogs to be around. Not necessarily around, but of course if they were to eat said poinsettias. So I am surprised to see poinsettias in a puzzle scene because I don't know. I think that we know better, so perhaps we should do better. I am not trying to pick on the supplier of the image. I think the artistry in the image is absolutely stunning. However, I will say that as a dog owner, I am always cautious about anything that comes to the safety of my animals. And I believe that is why I'm a very good nurturer. Now, let's focus on these pieces here. And again, if you can't see them, that's okay. I am going to try something. Whoop. Let's see if that made a difference. I will just be using this magnified feature for this one section just to see if when people are commenting, and it's okay, you guys can make comments. I encourage the feedback. I just would like the feedback for the moment, if not forever, to always be positive, or at the very least constructive. Negativity is such a powerful thing, isn't it? So this channel is supposed to be about something positive. I believe my hands may be in the way of this scene, so I'm going to try, boop, there we go. And perhaps my Big old mittens will not be so in the way. That was me making a joke at my own expense. I am comfortable. I believe I am comfortable with my body, but who really knows? Oh, I just love when the pieces go together. Isn't that so rewarding? And I can see here that there is a color story that matches the blanket. Oops, sorry guys. There is a blanket over here in the armchair that the two puppy dogs are sitting in. And again, just make sure when you're starting out, because perhaps you are a new puzzler. Perhaps you received a puzzle for Christmas. That is very rewarding because you are about to unleash a whole new outlet. Basically is the only word I can really think of at the moment. And how fortunate for you. I remember when I got a puzzle, and it was actually from my father-in-law. It was also for Christmas. I am going to put these pieces over here closer to the edge as I would like to start building the puzzle and connecting the pieces together, i.e., I believe that is the exact definition of a puzzle. If you cannot see, let's try and fix that. And this will not be for every video, this is just for right now. But you can see here on the edge, just like boop, 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 just to dramatically show you, the edge of this scene has the red blanket. So we are on the edge of the puzzle, which also has the red blanket. When we look at not only, oh geez, I wish this would work properly for me. Okay, I think I have a good angle. When we puzzle, it is also important, as I've said in other videos, to look at the how do the puzzles piece together? So you can look at not only the color story, the print that's on the individual pieces, and will they partner with your other piece that has the same print? Good on you if you can say that 10 times fast. But, oh nice. I like when pieces have enough quality strength to hold up together. We can see these three pieces have the red story family of the blanket, but now the exciting part. This is when a true puzzler, I don't know, I guess when a true puzzler's dopamine is just running. Is dopamine the right word? That is embarrassing. I was, as I am off work at the moment, a healthcare professional for about 10 years, and it is embarrassing that I cannot think of the right word. Serotonin, all of those words are bouncing around. Let's just blanket it and say the feel-good endorphins really fly with when you have this type of success, and I am about to demonstrate what I mean. So I see that this piece here has a unique type of a shape that maybe is not the traditional, as the second one is a traditional and the third one. But the top one only has one, I don't know what that type of piece is called. What can we name it for this? But when this piece, these two, the middle piece and the bottom piece both have these little two nubs, let's use that word, that stick out. But the top piece only has the one. So it is even more of a story, because although I am able to connect the color and the print to the picture, but as well to the pieces that are already laid, I can then look at the shape. And are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so satisfying. So let's continue to build this up. I am not sure what else will correspond. So what about, so I can see here, this, believe it or not, is quite a large, let's see if we can get a little closer. Not every video will be filmed like this. I apologize for anyone who is starting to feel a little bit, if you will, nauseous. So we can see here that this piece is going to require quite a large interlocking piece. And what I mean by that, let's demonstrate. So I know, even though same color, same pattern story, these pieces do not belong. I hope my phone does not fall. These two pieces are not partners, because you see how, do you see how small, or let's do it dramatically. Do you see how small this edge piece is? So why would I think that this could fill in all of this? It's simply, let's check. It simply cannot. And it is actually almost ridiculous, the dramatic size difference. Now, let me find another piece just to show you what can happen. So, again, I like to approach every puzzle piece by looking at the color, then looking at the texture or the print, and then looking, when I get stuck, I look at the sizes and the shapes. So I can see here that this piece is much larger in one section than another. Hopefully that is clear for you as well. So we have a very, very thin piece that sticks out versus, let's do it even more dramatic. See how much larger that piece is compared to that piece. And I don't mean the whole piece, I just mean that little leg or little kick out, if you will. I will have to go to the library to get a book on puzzles to figure out the proper terminology. As anything I like to do 110%. So, I know that this piece does not belong. However, for some of you that enjoy puzzles, that perhaps the print, the puzzle picture is perhaps a bit harder and not as distinguishable between the pieces, you will then often use the puzzle size and shape to determine what goes where. And that's a really good job. Good for you. However, I see here, this is quite similar to me in shape, but of course we know, because, lights are flickering. We know, oh darn it, it almost fits, but when taking a closer look, it does not. And that's okay. So let's change our camera angle again. Where are we at here? I can understand the importance of having a mark. Can you see me? Yes. Okay. So let's see. To me, this group over here, there we go, over here is a jumble, and I don't understand how those pieces connect together. So actually, that being said, I can really see why these pieces here would connect, as they have similar color stories and they have similar prints on them. I can see why they would connect, which is exciting because that allows me to determine And what is funny, to relate puzzling back to mental health, I will show you. These two pieces, same color, same print, partners. Let's see. Not sure if you can see that too well. Let's be dramatic and show you what I mean. So my brain sees these two pieces. The audience probably already sees where I'm going wrong, but I will try to do that because in my brain, I don't see the difference of how the colors are organized until they are put together. I am not sure if that is just how my brain has always worked, but that is how it is working right now. So it can become frustrating when you are not as far along as you wish you were, because then you become almost paranoid or, where do you go? You become almost paranoid or develop conspiracy theories that the puzzle certainly screwed up and it could not be an error on your end. But of course, we know that this cannot be true. But I have even Googled, do puzzle pieces sometimes come without all of the pieces that they say? i.e., does a puzzle box really come with the 1,000 pieces as suggested? Because sometimes I lose puzzle pieces that I swore I cannot, maybe, that clicked together quite nicely, maybe. I have put together puzzle pieces that I swear had a mate, but cannot find at the moment. So while you see me struggle with this, I am going to take a little bit of a break, allow you to do the same. And I will be stopping this video and playing another. However, I promise I will not progress along in this puzzle until I am back filming. To be honest, I just need to use the ladies' room. So rather than have you stare at an empty puzzle, I will make it a new video. All right, hopefully this was helpful for some and educating for others, and perhaps a waste of time for the naysayers. And that's okay. You absolutely do not have to watch my channel. I don't watch things I don't want to. I don't know why you would do either. If you are determined to find things that you can make fun of, then I feel quite badly for you, as I believe you may be nuts. You may be stuck in more of a mental health struggle than I am, as I think that this is fun and do not see why someone would make fun of it. But nonetheless, I'm sure as the coming years come, and yes, I used years, I plan to carry this through for quite a while, I imagine I will be unpleasantly surprised. So let's take a break, and hopefully you've learned some aspects of puzzling, and the next video we can just really boop along. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe down below for more. Like this video, help me gain an audience so that others cannot struggle when they feel so alone as I used to. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.